the next update for your Galaxy S25 could do more than just improve security. Well, that might be exactly what Samsung has planned. According to a new leak, the upcoming software update for the Galaxy S25 series won't be your usual monthly patch. It'll bring some extra polish to your phone's everyday experience. Let's break it down, but before we do, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more updates on the Galaxy lineup and other new tech. It's been a couple of months since Samsung launched the Galaxy S25, and like always, the company has been rolling out updates to improve performance, fix bugs, and keep devices secure. But this time, it looks like the April 2025 update is going to offer something a little more noticeable. According to tipster at Turumvets33, Samsung is adding more features from One UI 7.0 in this update, not just fixing security issues. And if you've been using the Galaxy S25, S25 Plus, or S25 Ultra, you'll likely see some visible changes. One of the main highlights is an updated charging animation. It's something small, but it's one of those details you notice every time you plug in your phone. When One UI 7.0 first launched, Samsung introduced a new charging animation that appeared both in the status bar and on the lock screen. But if you've been using a Galaxy S25, you probably noticed that it hasn't been running very smoothly. Some users even called it choppy. That's because the animation wasn't fully optimized on the S25 series yet. But this new update is expected to fix that and make the charging animation flow better and feel more polished. Alongside that, there's also talk of improvements to the Now bar, the animation that shows up in the status bar when media is playing. It's a small touch, but it adds to the overall user experience, especially when you're listening to music or watching videos. The transitions are expected to be smoother, making everything feel more fluid. But it's not just visual changes. The update is also expected to fix a couple of bugs that have been affecting Galaxy S25 users. Specifically, some people have noticed issues with the quick settings panel, like when toggling location or mobile data. These glitches can be annoying, especially if you rely on those shortcuts daily. The good news is those bugs are reportedly being addressed in this upcoming patch. Meanwhile, the April 2025 security patch has already rolled out to some other Samsung devices, including the Galaxy Z Flip 6 and the Galaxy Z Fold 6, both of which are currently testing One UI 7.0 in beta. That means it won't be long before the Galaxy S25 series gets the update as well. Samsung has been known for supporting its flagship devices with long-term software updates, but it's nice to see that the company is still working to polish the little things that matter most to users. Charging animations, smoother transitions, and fixing annoying bugs might not sound exciting, but they do make your phone feel faster and more enjoyable to use every day. If you just picked up a Galaxy S25, these small changes could make a big difference in how the phone feels a few months after launch. And if this is just the start, we might see even more One UI 7.0 features roll out gradually in future updates. So keep an eye out for that April update. It's not just about security this time. Let me know in the comments if you've noticed any issues on your S25 and what you're hoping this update will fix or improve. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for the latest news on Samsung devices. I'll see you in the next video. What if Samsung brings back something that users were happy to see gone? Well, that might just happen. A new leak says Samsung could return to using Exynos chips in the Galaxy S26 series. Yep, after skipping Exynos for the Galaxy S25 lineup, the company might go back to splitting chips based on regions. So why the change? Let's break it down. Before we begin, if you enjoy tech news, leaks, and updates, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get into it. According to a trusted tipster, Samsung plans to use the Exynos 2600 chip in some Galaxy S26 models next year. This wouldn't be the first time Samsung does this. For many years, they've used Exynos chips in regions like Europe and Asia, while Snapdragon chips were used in the US, Canada, and China. But for the Galaxy S25 series, Samsung skipped that strategy. They used the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 or Snapdragon 8 Elite in all models worldwide. The reason? Samsung couldn't produce enough Exynos 2500 chips in time, so the S25 lineup became Snapdragon only, and a lot of people like that. Now, leaks suggest Samsung is working hard to bring the Exynos back with the Galaxy S26. The Exynos 2600 is expected to be built using a new 2nm process, which would offer better efficiency and performance. But there's a catch. The chip might have limited volume, meaning Samsung may not have enough to power all phones globally. The tipster compares this to the Exynos 990 situation. That chip was used in almost every region for the Galaxy S20 except the US, Canada, and China. So the idea of limited volume doesn't quite line up with that example. A better comparison might be the Galaxy S22 series, where Snapdragon chips were used almost everywhere except Europe. That setup might return with the S26 lineup. There's also a rumor that only the Galaxy S26 Ultra will get the Snapdragon chip in all regions. The regular S26 and S26 Plus may come with Exynos in those countries. But right now, nothing is confirmed. Samsung's decision to mix chips has always been controversial. Starting with the Galaxy S20, people notice real differences between Snapdragon and Exynos models. Snapdragon versions usually perform better, had longer battery life, and handle heat more efficiently. Over time, Samsung has tried to reduce those gaps, but many users are still not fully convinced. Can the new Exynos 2600 match the next-gen Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 successor? That's a big question. Until benchmarks appear, we won't really know. Now, aside from the chip news, the Galaxy S26 Ultra is expected to bring some exciting upgrades. One leak says Samsung might reintroduce variable aperture for the camera, giving more control over lighting. There's also talk of a larger 5500 mAh battery, which would be a major jump. With many brands switching to silicon carbon batteries, Samsung could be moving in the same direction. Still, it's early. The Galaxy S26 lineup is expected to launch in early 2026, possibly in January or February. As we all know, leaks and plans can change before the official reveal. The Galaxy S25 Edge's incredibly thin design has caught everyone's attention, especially when placed next to the Galaxy S25 Ultra. A recently published video on the YouTube channel Diosinja Thisayanziade has given us a closer look at just how slim this device really is. While Samsung officially revealed the Galaxy S25 Edge earlier this year, no one has been allowed to handle the device yet. However, the video creator managed to get their hands on a dummy unit that looks identical to the final version. One of the most striking details about the Galaxy S25 Edge is its ultra-thin profile, measuring just 5.84 millimeters. When compared side by side with the Galaxy S25 Ultra, which has a thickness of 8.2 millimeters, the difference is shocking. Samsung has always been known for pushing the boundaries of smartphone design, but this level of thinness is something that hasn't been seen in mainstream flagship phones for a long time. Seeing these two devices next to each other really emphasizes just how much slimmer the Galaxy S25 Edge is, making it one of the thinnest smartphones ever produced. Despite its official reveal, Samsung has been keeping the Galaxy S25 Edge in a look but don't touch phase. No one outside the company has been allowed to physically interact with it yet, which has only increased anticipation. The big question now is when Samsung will finally let people experience the device firsthand. According to reports, the Galaxy S25 Edge is set to launch next month, with retail availability expected in May. That means the wait isn't too long, but there is a catch. Unlike Samsung's usual global releases, the Galaxy S25 Edge will reportedly have a very limited initial production run. Only around 40,000 units are expected to be available at launch, which means it might not be available in many countries right away. This strategy suggests that Samsung is testing the waters with this new design before committing to a larger production scale. Given its unique form factor, it makes sense for Samsung to gauge demand before making it widely available. One of the biggest concerns with a device this thin is durability. While the design is undoubtedly impressive, questions remain about how well the phone will hold up under everyday use. Ultra-thin smartphones in the past have sometimes suffered from structural weaknesses, so it will be interesting to see how Samsung has addressed these potential issues. Additionally, battery life is another factor to consider. A slimmer device usually means less space for a large battery, which could impact overall performance. However, Samsung's advancements in battery efficiency may help balance this out. For now, all we can do is wait and see how the Galaxy S25 Edge performs when it finally reaches consumers. Samsung has a history of pushing the limits of smartphone technology. This device could be the next step in redefining premium smartphone design. If the demand is strong, Samsung might increase production and expand availability to more markets. Until then, the limited release will make the Galaxy S25 Edge a rare and highly sought-after device. Are you excited about the Galaxy S25 Edge, or do you think the ultra-thin design comes with too many compromises? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.